Hi and welcome to What's Hot This Week. Thank you so much for following us on this fourth episode. For those who have yet to see our previous videos, you can head on to our YouTube channel and it'll be right there. We have a playlist for it. You won't miss out on anything. So our main goal is to report on what's hot this week. There's been a lot of developments in the travel and tourism industry in Malaysia especially. So what's been happening? So going back on the vaccinated travel lanes last episode, we are now entering a lot of talks with a few other countries on more VTLs. So we have countries such as Vietnam, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, South Korea and the UK to name a few. Now, last episode we also talked about how Thailand will be reopening its borders with Malaysia on the 15th to 16th of March, and now we have another friend joining us, which is Cambodia. They will be opening a VTL lane with Malaysia on the 15th of March with only 2 daily flights. So 2 flights per day only. I guess it's to test out for any interest in traveling to Cambodia for tourism activities and vice versa. So more routes will be added based on market demand as well, according to an article that we read. So yeah, we look forward to visiting Cambodia and we look forward to receiving Cambodia friends to Malaysia. Aside from that, it was just announced that Malaysia will be transitioning to the endemic phase. So now, what is the endemic phase? By definition, it means that we are going to recognize COVID-19 as not a threat, but a common flu amongst everybody, globally. Except we will still have to do the RTK, PCR test, and all these other tests, SOPs and guidelines, but it is now being recognized as a common flu. I guess because of our vaccination rates that's quite high, we are mostly fully dosed. Some of us are getting our boosters and so many other positive developments in the country's well-being. So with that being said, in this endemic phase, there are new guidelines for local Malaysians here. Wearing of face masks is still mandatory. However, there are no more restrictions in business operations. So for businesses which was open 24/7 previously, especially restaurants or our favorite mamas downstairs, you will be able to operate for a full 24/7. There's no limitations anymore. Before we enter the month of Ramadan, which will be a bit limited to respect our Muslim population. Now we have the reopening of borders, where fully vaccinated individuals won't need any quarantine. So again, no need to quarantine, but you will still have to do the 2 days before departure PCR test and an RTK test 24 hours upon arrival. So you will have to purchase your own RTK test. I guess they will have it available in the airport and you will have to do it at the hotel just to make sure that you are negative and that you are not positive for COVID. Otherwise, you will still have to check in with Malaysia's My Sejahtera application. So now this will be a very big daily use. I mean, it is a daily use for Malaysians, but foreigners and travelers will have to use this as well alongside with us. As before traveling to Malaysia, you have to download the application, as it will give 6 tabs under the traveler tab, the traveler section. It will give 6 infos on what you will have to do before you fly to Malaysia. So for example, there's a pre-departure form that you have to fill up. There's a My Safe Travel to talk about a bit about the VTLs that's being established. A home quarantine app where you have to quarantine yourself at home for 1 week before departure to Malaysia. A COVID-19 test registration where you have to upload a photo of your negative test, and an overseas vaccination details for you to fill in your records and certifications. And then we also have a traveler FAQ, which will be helpful for first-time travelers to Malaysia. So this will be incredibly helpful for travelers who are planning on coming back, Malaysians living abroad planning on coming back, first-timers, or second and third and fourth time people who just miss Malaysia and the tourism destinations that we offer. So My Sejahtera app is quite handy for travelers and we highly recommend you to download it just to make your time easier in the airport as well. Unfortunately, we've had a few issues with the airport where there's been a bit of a hassle of people not following what was given in the MySejahtera app. So look through MySejahtera and make sure you fill in everything and that you've filled in all the requirements. So before we end this episode, I have a few questions for our viewers. Do you think Malaysia's immigration department is ready to receive foreigners 1 month from now? Different countries will have their own different certificates and vaccination certificates. So do you think the immigration department is ready to welcome these foreigners without any discriminations and the like? Do you think, are they ready? And aside from that, do you think our healthcare industry, or like the hospitals, the capacities, are ready to receive potential foreign positive, COVID positive cases? Because we know that currently our ICU is at 100% capacity. Do you think we're able to take them in case there is this new foreigner cluster happening? So let us know your thoughts in the comments, what you think of these two questions, and we hope to see you next week for any other developments. Stay tuned.